Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to today's story. We got from today's price action. What day is today? Today is 17th of February, 2026. So today I end up taking one trade, and that only trade ended up being a break even. Unfortunately, but well, what are we gonna do about it? Shit happens, and no matter about it, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with the trade that I took. I'm recording this so late because I had to do a bunch of things of the day, in the day. So let's start. Okay, first coming into the day, I want to say that I was learning more bearish and more bearish because well we can see that we are just respecting bearish for value gaps, so the trend is bearish. So then the market open at today coming into the day, let me mark out 9:30 if I'm not wrong. This is 9:30. Okay, this is a 9:30. I saw this as a mini market maker buy model. This is London if I'm not wrong. I saw this. So I was leaning like, okay, I would like to see maybe a sweep of those highs to then keep going lower. But the thing is that while we were like over here, I didn't like this key level so much since like we were inside of a 1 hour and a 4 hour because that was a 4 hour intermediate high. But I don't know, it didn't seem that obvious because what I was also seeing is that we have an unfulfilled previous day high, unfulfilled for value gap, so it might look like we want to reach for those highs. So and we were like pretty close to these other highs, and we never like swept them. We didn't even put an SMT, and those were Asia highs too. So I was like, okay, I don't like shorts. I don't feel like it's too obvious. So I'm just gonna wait. So we swept them. Then we have like this little AMD accumulation manipulation, and we had like this distribution, aiming for this sell liquidity over here. What I was like thinking at this moment is like, okay, maybe if we can have like a continuation model from this 5 minute to this buy sell liquidity would be pretty nice for the long. But we never had that. We just invalidated it, and then we kept coming down. So since that was not obvious in my eyes, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for a 50 minute for value up or a 5 minute for value to open up and then take my trade. So since we had a distribution, since we had a distribution, what comes next? Accumulation. Then I want to see a manipulation. Then I want to see a distribution phase again, because that's how price action moves. Or that's how I see price action. We accumulate, then we manipulate, then we distribute, then we accumulate again, then let's say that we manipulate, and then we keep distributing. So that's how price action moves. So I wanted to see accumulation, that's what we had. Then we had a manipulation with this volatility inside of that 50 minute for value up, and then we had the highest time for inversion from this leg extension. It was a 3 minute. We had a 4 minute too, but I only use 5, 3, and 5. 1 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minutes. I don't trade the 30 second, neither the 2 minutes, neither the 4 minutes, because for me, easier is just to have like less things to check. So well, we traded into that 50 minute, then we had our confirmation invalidating this 3 minute. That was my entry, and this was my break-even point, and I was aiming for this 1 hour internal low at the left of us because well, that was like the next liquidity place that I was like seeing. um, so yeah, got stopped out at break-even, unfortunately. But well, I went break even when ES took the low because we put on SMT. So I just went break even, and then we started accumulating, and then we had a reversal out of nowhere, without tapping into any key level or receiving any sort of liquidity. What you gonna do about it? Things happens. I could have just hold this for a 1-to-1. Right here, I could have just hold it for a 1-to-1, but I wanted to see those lows. This is something that I've been like, this is the second time that this happens to me. Kind of similar trade idea, continuation, accumulation, manipulation from the 15 minute, and like when the session is about to close, is about to finish. Like this is the second time that happens to me this month that I get break even in this type of trades. So whoa, In the moment that I took this trade, I was pretty confident because, well, it's a setup that I really like to see. And something else is that I had like my key levels. I had my aligning with my bias, my drawn liquidity, my narrative. It was aligning with everything. It just unfortunate break even, I believe. And in a way, it's just simply more data for me that now I understand like this type of plays. Sometimes it's just better to hold them to a 1-to-1 instead of aiming for the next external draw. That in this case, I was aiming for this 1 hour unfulfilled, the 1 hour intermediate low. But well, now we swept this by liquidity, and now looks like we might want to just keep going higher to previous day high. Looks like a market making buy model, but we don't have like any key levels. But well, we're just gonna wait for tomorrow and see what price action is gonna do. Something else that I wanna add while I was like in this trade and we were like accumulating in my break even point, I felt so um I felt so nervous that I was going to get a stop out break even, and I was like so bad trying to, like I wanted to move my stop loss. I wanted to trail my stop loss, but well, at least we just stayed disciplined and didn't move it and didn't do any irrational things. It's simply more data for our journal, for my journal. And well, when I got stopped out break even, it was a little bit tedious because this is like the third trade that I take and it's break even. But I executed my setup correctly and I did everything that I needed to do. I waited for the most obvious setup and I took it with conviction. So that's what matters. The that's what matters. Like my in my eyes, what matters is how you feel when you take a trade and if you are following your rules and everything, and if you feel like high convicted in the trade and you like it, and depends on the psychology that you have behind taking the trade, like what makes you push the buy or sell. That's what matters, and that's like a good conviction. That's something that we need to try, that I need to try to rinse and repeat every single day. And yes, pretty happy with the break even. Kind of tedious, but what you gonna do about it? I'm not mad. I'm happy with this. And yes, that would be it. Pretty basic day, I think. Another stop, another break even, and that's it. Bearish bias, continuation model. So yeah, that will be it. Thank you so much, y'all, for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.